Dear children, before starting the topic tenses, let us see another type of verb. So, the verbs can be either a regular verb or irregular verbs. The verbs may be regular or irregular. Regular verbs, they follow a set pattern in their past form. These verbs take an ed ending to make their simple past forms. For example, if you want to make a verb into a past form, you can add ed to that verb and make it as past tense. Examples: play, played, wait, waited, laugh, laughed. So here in all these words we have added ed at the end of the word and we made into a past verb. Okay. So then what is an irregular verbs? Do you think always when we add that ed at the end of the word it will make the word into a past form of the word? No, it is different. The irregular verbs, they do not follow that pattern. Therefore, if you add, we won't be able to use the word ed at the end and make it into a past tense. So these verbs, they take different forms in the simple past tense. For example, eat, ate, eat, past tense is ate. It is not eat, eated. Okay, there is no word in English like eated, it is ate. Write, and the past form of the verb is wrought. It is not writed, it is wrought. Make, past tense is not made, it is made. So that is the difference between a regular and irregular verb. For regular verbs, we can add ed at the ending of that word and make into past tense. Whereas in irregular verbs, irregular means what? Regular, not follows, right? Does not follow this pattern. So like that type of verbs are known as irregular verbs. So in irregular verbs, all three verb forms will be different. And I hope you people have learned this V1, V2, V3 forms of the verb. Let us see, let us complete this table of irregular verbs and their simple past form. So here we have to concentrate on the irregular verbs. This is exercise mainly for irregular verbs, where this V1, V2, V3 are entirely different. All three are different, like eat, ate, eaten, write, wrote, written, make, made, like that. It will be different. So let's see the table verb. Here you have to write verb in simple past. The verb of that verb which should be here is broke. Okay, broke is simple past tense of one such word. You have to find out which word is that. Broke is the past tense of which word? Break, right? Break, broke, like that. See the second one, brought is given, brought. So what will be the verb in V1 form? Brought. So here, dear children, you have to see, here you are supposed to write the V1 form of the verb like break, bring, etc. Here in the next column you are supposed to make it in the V2 form, that is simple past. After that here is only two columns, so we can do this exercise. Otherwise there will be V1, V2, V3, V4 and all. So let us concentrate on this verb and its simple past. Okay, do, what will be the simple past? Do, did. Chose, what will be this? Choose. Drank, drink. Fought, fight. Like that. Sang over here, sing. So like that you have to do 7, 8, 9 and 10 in your grammar textbook. And also you have to do that from 11 to 20. The answers will be showing you shortly. So these are the answers, children. Break, broke, bring, brought, do, did, choose, chose, bring, drank, find, fought, sing, sang, ride, rode, hide, hid, know, knew. Okay. These are the first 10 words, and let's see the 11 to 20 words. Wear, wore, throw, threw, swim, swam, take, took, sting, stung, lose, lost, get, got, run, ran, go, went, drive, drove. So in this you can see that the verb form V1 and V2 is entirely different. So like this type of verbs are known as irregular verbs. Children, you should know the different V1, V2, V3 forms of the verbs before doing our topic verbs and tenses. Before doing the topic tenses, you should be thorough with the word V1, V2, V3 forms of the verb. Now, let us go back. Let us go back to the exercises. Tenses. Dear children, what is a tense actually mean? Tense of a word is actually tells us the time of an action, right? It's a time. It talks about, tenses talks about the time of when the action is taken place, right? At what time, or Dear children, let us take the topic tenses. Dear children, let us take the topic tenses. Actually, what do we mean by tenses? Tense is actually a tense of a verb that tells us the time of an action when it was happened, right? That is it, for example, whether it was happened today or yesterday or tomorrow, right? One action, the time of action. That is known as the time, that is known as tenses. Verbs can be changed from one tense to another tense. For example, they had given Varun wrote a story. So this word Varun is a subject and wrote is a verb. So in the verb category, let's find out what type of verb it is. What time it does it show? Past. Right? Varun wrote a story. It is showing the time of past. So it will be, the word is past tense. Varun writes a story. Let's see the verb in the sentence. Writes. Writes is actually a present tense. It shows about the present time. Varun will write a story. That is a future tense because it tells about that the Varun will write. Will write shows the future action, not now. Not now or not which is happened yesterday. It is a future action. Now, based on this understanding, we have to do these exercises.
Children, to make a singular verb into present tense form, we can add s or es to the verb, to the root verb. For example, Varun writes a story. Varun is singular subject, so we have to use a singular verb, right? So we have added write, along with the word write, we added s to that, so it became a present tense. But if the subject is plural, we should not add s or es to the verb. We can say the girls write a story. So it is itself a present tense. No need of adding s or es to make it present tense because it's already in present tense. For singular verbs only we have to add s or es to make into present tense. Now, next we can say the girls danced very well. In this example, danced, we have added ed to the verb dance. to make into past tense. So if the verb is singular or plural, when we add ed, it will becomes past tense. Now let's take the next example. Varun will write a story. Here we have added will. We can add will or shall to make the verb as future tense in future. So when we add will or shall to the verb, it will become future tense.
So let's see the exercise. Underline the verbs in these sentences and write the tense past, present or future. So we have to underline the verbs which are written over there, and based on that, based on the verbs, we have to write whether it is past tense or present tense or future tense. Okay, dear children, this is an exercise. This is a basic exercise based on to identify what type of tense it is. In your higher classes, you will be learning about different classes of tenses. Right? The tenses is divided into present tense, past tense and future tense. So the more details will be studied in the upcoming years, and in this lesson we will be doing with simple present tense and also present continuous tense from the topic present tense. The tenses is divided into three. One is present tense, which is happening now. Past tense, next is past tense, that will be the thing of past. Okay, we did already, that is past tense. Then will, when you use the word will and all, that future shows that future, it shows the future action. So let's see, do the exercise. The Nilgiri hills are in southern India. So I want you to underline the verb. So they have underlined already here. So are is actually a plural verb, right? So are is showing as present tense. What type of tense it is? Present tense. So you have to write over here present. The crowd cheered for the singer. Underline the word which is a verb. Answer is the crowd cheered. Cheered is a word. You can underline that word cheered. Cheered, it is ending with ed, so it is a past tense. You can write over here past tense. The teacher will mark the papers today. What will be the verb in the sentence? Will mark. Will mark, that is a future action. The time denotes future action, so you have to write that it is future tense. Bat is a mammal. So is used over here, is, and the next sentence you can see give is given over here. So is and give both are actually it's a present tense. Is means present tense, right? A bat is a mammal, because you know the bat is a mammal, it won't be changed. The bat will be remaining as a mammal itself. There won't be any change in that. So for that habitual action and also that universal truth, we have to use simple present tense. That is one rule. So a bat is a mammal. A bat is a mammal. Then sheep gives us wool. It's again a natural phenomena, so we have to use present tense. Chamba looked for her spectacles. Here it is looked. Look means it's a thing of past, so we have to write over here past tense. So like that you can do 7 and 8. 7 and 8, 9 and 10 also you can do it by yourself. Winter is my favorite season. The flowers in the garden are blooming, etc. You can do yourself. After doing this exercise, write these sentences both in past and future tense. Salim plays with his cousins. So what we have to do is rewrite the same sentence with both in past and also in future tense. They had given all the examples like present tense, but what you have to do is you have to write everything in past tense and future tense. Example they had given, Salim plays with his cousins. In past it is Salim played with his dear children. So when we want to make it past sentences with the past and the future, writes sentence which shows that past tense, roads, the sentences which shows present paper, and that will be your the green roses displays fresh vegetables in the shop window will be your homework. The answers are, so we have to make into past tense. These are the answers. First you have to identify the verb and we have to change into other, and then only we have to change all the families members. Okay, the green